Perfect.
We are back, and we are excited because 1 week from tonight is LFA 33 right here in Dallas at the Bomb Factory. And we have a special guest join us right now via phone. He is one half of that main event next Friday night. Please welcome Jaleel Willis. Jaleel, you there, man?
Oh, yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Hey.
Thanks for having me on, brother.
Oh, definitely. We were definitely excited when you said you were able to call in because we are so pumped for this LFA 33 card. And, you know, it's only been almost about a year now since LFA's been around. And they put on nothing but stat cards, and you get to be part of one. Just talk about getting to be a chance to fight for LFA and being part of this main event next Friday night.
Man, honestly, it's everything I've always wanted. I've always been a competitor, man. I wasn't quite sure where I was going to end up with competing, but, you know, I'm happy that what I've done got me this far, and I plan to take it even farther, man. I'm working hard and feeling good and stuff, man, and coming on just strong and, you know, just strong positive vibes from my family and everybody else. And me being able to headline this LFA card, it just like, you know, just to top it all off, just make it that much better. You know what I mean? It's like, it's all still. I mean, my bad, bro.
No, that's okay. I mean? That's okay.
Yeah. You know, man, I don't really like do too much talking or thinking about it, man. I just, you know, stay in my zone, know what's up, man. And when I get there, it's going to be time to perform, man. I appreciate LFA for giving me the stage and, you know, giving me a multi-fight deal and just welcoming me in with open arms, man. And I've always wanted to, you know, just be with the top competitors, man, and be able to let people know that, you know, I am a top competitor, one of the best in the world. And just because I'm from Memphis, and, you know, I mean, people out here won't really get to show it, but, you know, you put somebody from Memphis in that situation, we show up and we show out, man.
Well, you know, being a week away, what is your normal preparation like? Or do you like to ease up a little bit going a week out from the fight? What's your kind of approach once you're close to actual fight week?
Oh, man, no, I'm still going hard because, you know, I don't really have to dehydrate myself or nothing to make weight, you know, so I'm still feeling good like as if I'm in the third week of training camp, you know, come the beginning of the weekend. Man, I don't really draw back on nothing, bro. If I'm up here and I'm able to keep working, that's what I'm going to do, man. That's how I was built.
Now, you mentioned about the weight. We like to talk, we've talked quite a bit about weight cutting here on this show. I know you have a wrestling background, correct?
Yes, sir.
You're
yes,
a
sir.
two-time state champion, correct?
No, not correct, man. I ain't going to get on here a lot of y'all, man. I got, you know what I mean? As much as I would love to do that, but no, man, I'm just, I got 6th and 4th at folk style, and, you know what I mean, I won freestyle and Greco state, but, I mean, you know what I mean, those, it wasn't folk style, man. Folk style pretty stacked out here.
Sorry for the state placement, but I know you have that strong wrestling background. So I just want to get your thoughts on the whole weight cutting process, how you approach it, how you see it might be, you know, done wrong. We've been seeing that issue for a while now in the sport, how some people have had really bad weight cuts.
Yeah, man. I really don't like to cut dramatically, man. Like, I think that's stupid. I would really like to see the 1FC, you know, type deal with the hydration test.
Oh, yeah.
I think that's like one of the greatest things that's going on right now. And that was my main thing. If we could get hydration tests going, I think we'll have a lot more fighters fighting at their normal weight and a lot more exciting fights too, man. Because I remember when we used to wrestle and shit, like, you have people, you know, who, you know what I mean, who was kind of smaller running the weight class just because, you know, you got guys depleting themselves coming down, you know, from weights and stuff in the same day weigh-ins, you know what I mean?
Yeah, you know, it's brutal. And I came from a wrestling background as well, and I used to see guys just starve themselves during lunchtime, and I'm like, I mean, this is not good. And, you know, and it's been coming, you know, a big problem. But, I think too, looking at it, staying a little bit close, staying ready is another thing. But going back to your fight, it's a huge fight. Kyle Stewart, I know he's had a little bit of spotlight over the last year because he was on Dana White's Contender Series. What do you think of him as a matchup, and what excites you the most about this fight with him?
I mean, the thing that excites me about him is the fact that he's a go-getter and the fact that he's, very confident and he believes in his skill a lot. So I know that's going to make for a hell of a fight, man. And that's all I ever asked for this period, man. I don't want to fight no cans, no chumps, man. I want to come out, make sure I'm putting everything I got into this, and I want the person who I'm fighting to be doing the same. That way, when I beat him, I can legitimately have my hands up in the air going, yes, man, I'm one of the best in the fucking world, Like, this is what I said. This is what I know, So it's all just what I'm willing to go through and having to go through to prove and just slate when I'm trying to be. My main goal is to be number one in the world. And he right there, and he one of the best fighters I've ever had to fight, and it's not going to make a difference because, like, I'm coming here to fight. I'm coming here to prove that I'm going to be number one in the world, man. Like, however y'all want to look at it, man, it's like, boy, I said, man, 10, 15 years from now, I'm going to look back at this fight and fucking be like, hell yeah, I knew what was up. And that's how it's going to go down come next week.
You're also undefeated. Do you think, with this win, they're going to line you up automatically with an LFA title shot? Or I know you said you signed a multi-fight deal, but, a lot of people see the LFA as definitely a direct path into the UFC. Do you think you'll get a title shot? Do you think maybe you automatically will get that call?
Man, to be honest, I know one of the two will happen. With a win over Kyle, one of the two will freaking happen, and man, I'm welcoming either one, man. I would love to fight for that title, man. I would love to fight in the UFC, man. Even if they turned around and told me it was like, we want you to headline another card, but it's gonna be, against this super stud, like it's going down. That's what I want,
And that's the thing about, too, looking at LFA. I mean, it's grown so much, but, I mean, it has had such a high level promotion and spotlight, and a lot of guys have, gone on to the UFC. But even their cards alone have put on UFC caliber type fights, and you still have a lot of the world's best on there. So that's definitely got to excite you a lot. And also getting to be right under there of Ed Soares, who, of course, everyone knows he's the longtime Anderson Silva manager, and he's done such great things in the sport.
Yeah, man. It's like I watch LFA a lot, and I believe, like, those guys are top in the world. And, I see they put on UFC caliber fights, man. And I mean, I don't really know what much else to say about it, except I'm ready to be there doing the same, if not more.
Now, do you like to make predictions for your fights, like how you're going to finish a fight, or you just like to go in there, let it happen?
Man, no, I never really like making predictions, because every time I try to make predictions, I end up just saying it's going to be a clinic or some shit. Like, man, it's a fight, bro, and I'm going in there to fight, man. That's what I'm here for, bro. Like, that's why I'm undefeated right now. That's why I'm this far, because I'm here to fight. I ain't afraid of them. I ain't gonna back down from now, man. You know what I mean? So it is what it is. He's about to get these hands, about to get these feet, knees, whatever it is that he want to get, and whatever it is I'm trying to give to him. Like, and it's going to be a fight, man. Like, that's a prediction I can tell you, man. It's going to be a fucking fight.
And see, this has got to be really energized for the fans, because, I mean, your nickname is the Realest. His nickname is Guns Up. I mean, this looks like it's already a recipe for a big battle. Is that what you're expecting? Definitely a big battle?
Yeah, man. I'm expecting a fight. Like, I'm expecting him to come out and try to inflict his will and the shit that he do well. And, like, just to let them know, like, dude, this ain't what you want, bro. Like, it's a fucking fight. We here to fight. Guns up, the Realest. We gonna see which one, going down, man. We're gonna see who coming out on top. And man, honestly, bro, it's like I really don't even care like what this man coming with, bro. He getting fucked up, like just point blank.
Well, also on that card along with you, and what's your thoughts on the LFA debut of Greg Hardy? I believe now he's 2-0 in the sport of mixed martial arts. What do you think about him being in this sport and being on this card next Friday night?
Oh man, dude, I actually seen him train. He's training like a madman. Dude, like when I was down there at ATT, I mean, I got a chance to just like peep him out and see everything he was doing, man. He was in every session. I was there. He was either wrapping up a session, doing a session, or getting ready for another session, man. I'm excited to see it. I was pretty pumped when I found out that me and him was gonna be on the same card. And I just was zoned in, paying attention to him, man. And it's gonna be fireworks. That man, I really think the world's gonna be excited when they see him come out. And I can make a prediction on his fight. I can predict that fight to be a KO. 'Cause I see the way that man come with his punches.
Do you think he's got a long possible career in this sport? I mean, he's I think only about, what, 30, maybe 31 years old. Do you see a long career for him?
Yeah, man. It's like, dude, this man was like freaking huge, man, with like some of the best footwork I've ever seen on like any football player. And I don't know how much this man weighs or anything, but I know this man was fucking huge. And his footwork was like as if he was a fucking running back out there, man. It was like man, that's an athlete. And whoever got him, it's gonna be tough, man, because you got a real athlete on your hands.
Well, in one thing we've seen a little bit of that crossover from NFL to MMA. Matt Metrione, Brendan Schaub, both played, in the NFL before they made a move to MMA. So it is interesting to see Greg Hardy in the mix, but I definitely, like you said, his athleticism and that power can make things real interesting. What got you into mixed martial arts? Do you remember that first fight that you saw and you were like, man, I want to try this. I want to give this a shot?
Well, yeah, man. I actually watched my coach now. Went to one of his fights, man, and it was Brian Hall. I went to one of his fights around here, and I saw it. I was like, man, I would love to do this, but I'm not fit to volunteer to be a freaking, MMA fighter. Like, I'm like 17, 18 at the time, so I'm thinking I got to try to go to college and, make some stuff happen, make a career happen. I can't be chasing, MMA dream, kind of like being your local rapper around here, right? I was like, I can't be doing that. You got to go to college. I said, well, but the only way I'll do it is if everything fails, like, that's the only way I do it. I would have to fail school and everything got failed. This would have to be my last resort, and that ended up happening. So that was my last resort. I was that, and then I actually got my first fight. I was at the Delta Fair. It was just our local county fair down here, and they had a guy that dropped out. I was selling T-shirts at the time, and just at the show, and they come up and ask me, hey, you ever fought before? And told them no. They're like, you want to fight? I'm like, yep. And they got me a fight with the guy that was 11-5, and went out there and beat him. And just, man, felt like I actually was doing something right out of all the shit that I fucked up. This was the one thing I was actually doing right, So I'm like, let's pursue this, man. Everything failed. I'm a man of my word, so let's keep it going. Let's go all in with this. And man, I gotta say I'm 110% happy with that decision, man, because I met a lot of great people along the way, got a different perspective of the world, my family, man. I've actually got a family, and I think a lot of it is because of me jumping into MMA, because, I just wasn't in that shell of trying to be angry and trying to blame the world for my fuck-ups,
How much, and this might be an obvious answer, but how much do you think your wrestling background has contributed a lot to your success. And do you think wrestling is probably the strongest base out there for this sport?
Yeah, man. So I think my wrestling contributed a lot to me, just as far as like mental wise. Because the way I kind of came up, it was, it was not really nothing to look forward to but football, basketball, and you weren't doing either one of those two. You was just there trying to make a life, and wrestling really opened my eyes. I remember like when I first, got my first experience of wrestling, I got like third place, and I remember I got the best of both worlds. I got to feel what it's like to beat somebody, all while feeling what it's like, to lose to somebody too, and just having to, like deal with it and pick yourself up and go on to the next match at the age of like, like 12 and 11. It's like, man, I think it really helps build character, like everyone always has. And with wrestling, if it wasn't never been for wrestling, I would have never had the courage to take a fight or to jump in and do some of this stuff, like, just because, like, I just think I wouldn't even do it if I never wrestled.
How much is it just, having that tunnel vision? The thing with wrestling is there's no feeling like being in that circle one-on-one against another person, and it's just you, them, and the ref, and then the rest of the world. Like, how much has that prepared you to deal with the crowd? And of course, you've had quite some time in the cage since then, but do you think that that atmosphere, that first audience that you drew in wrestling is what prepared you for even that first fight you had back at Delta Fair?
Yep, most definitely, man, because I remember just even when I set foot in the cage and my opponent came walking out, a bunch of nerves went over me, and I was like super nervous. And once we actually got, face to face, I'm still, nervous. But once we back up and I see the referee get right there in the middle of us, it's like, that's when it kicked in. Like, all right, man, you know what's about to happen. You know what it's like to go off against somebody for, 6, minutes or so. Like, where it's time to go. Fuck it. It's time to go. And that's how I dealt with that one, because I was one of those 50-50 wrestlers. Like, I was winning sometime, losing sometime, but I've always just knew, I was like, man, I need to be there competing. As long as I'm competing, I can walk away knowing that, like, hey, like, I'm proud of that. Here's what I did good. Here's what I did wrong, And just like, I get that tunnel vision when that referee right there, it's like, all right, it's go time. I know what I do well, and I know what I got to do. And I'm feeling, if I can go out here and do it, and it's going to be a bad time for this guy,
What is the going back to the Memphis area? What's the MMA scene like there now?
And it's growing. It's growing a lot. We got a lot of veterans around that, that's into coaching now and helping us come up. And a lot. I'm noticing a lot of the younger generation is starting to get into wrestling. A lot of guys really didn't wrestle much here in Memphis when I was coming up. But I'm like, even my old school is like a powerhouse wrestling school now. And I just think Memphis is just like slowly starting to evolve, with the MMA scene. More and more people starting to get introduced to it, like by word of mouth, or some guys come out, check out a couple of shows. And, we're getting a lot of younger guys coming in. And some guys, they seeing my story and they like, well, I'm exactly like Jaleel. I'm not going to college to wrestle after this, but I don't want to stop wrestling after this. And, so they make their way on over to the gym. And I really think Memphis is about to take off. And Ryan Stan definitely showed it, with winning that title.
Now, finally, just a kind of fun question outside because I'm a big fan of Memphis, and my brother-in-law is actually from the area there, and I always love trying different food spots there. What is your suggestion? What's your favorite spot to go to, especially barbecue? Because I think I mean, even though I'm Texas, there's Texas barbecue, Memphis barbecue. I do like some Memphis barbecue. I know about Corky's, but what's your suggested spot?
Mine, bro, I would suggest going down on Bill Street and catching BB Kings on Bill Street. Real good food, man. Real good barbecue. Or make my way over to Rendezvous on down. That's delicious. They actually got their own barbecue sauce that they sell down here in the stores. Like, for real. That's where it's at. So I would say you come, man, I would hit a Rendezvous or BB King's, man, or there's one spot that people always be hitting. Can't remember. I think it's Texas Day Brazil. I think that's what they call it. It's called Texas Day Brazil, and it's like for $50. They just bring you endless meat, just like come around cutting meat onto your plate, like bringing big steaks, big ribs, just. And mine for $50, I'm talking so much meat, bro. Like you'll see why a lot of people down here like put on 10, 15 pounds. You know what I mean?
It sounds so good. Like I'm visioning it, right now, especially BB King's and that and Rendezvous, because every time I go to Bill Street or that, I'm always looking for a new spot to go to. But I love Memphis barbecue. I had to mention that because I think it's great. I mean, we do have good barbecue here in Texas, but there's something about that sauce and with Memphis barbecue and good potato salad too. You got to have some good potato salad.
Yes, but you want to know a trip though, bro? Like a lot of people from Memphis don't even mess with the Memphis barbecue.
Really?
Like that. Because we see it so much around here, man. It's like when people ask us about barbecue, it's like, I guess this place is good. That's why I hear all the tourists talk about, like, but it's like, man, honestly, down here, like, Memphis, we always on the hot wings and, the Chinese food, the Chinese rice and stuff. Like, everybody really getting into it's a hot wing joint opening up some everywhere now. Like, I think I'm opening up a hot wing joint right up this month.
There's literally wings places everywhere now. I mean, even here in Texas and especially in Dallas, there's a wings place, commercially and hole in the wall on every corner. And real quick, do you have a favorite like post-victory meal that you like to go to?
My favorite, and I always end up resorting back to a pizza. Always. Yeah. Just like one of the first things, like just, it's right after a fight, I'm like, all right, whatever's going on tonight, but that next morning, I always somehow find a way to get pizza and beer.
Well, that's a good combo.
Yeah, pizza and beer, and if I'm really throwing down, pizza, beer, and fried chicken. Like,
wow.
Yeah,
now that's a feast right there. Well, you're going to be in the Deep Ellum area here, so you're next to quite a few pizza joints. Serious Pizza, Kanye Russo's, right? There's another one called Stone Brick, and they all have pizza and beer. So you're right there.
Oh yeah, man. So we know we're going after the fights.
And they have one of these Serious Pizzas. It has these gigantic slices, and their whole pizza, it takes up, I kid you not, half a table. So there's a little plug for Serious Pizza, but it's after a victory, you feel like you definitely deserve something like that.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right. Well, Jaleel, we want to thank you here on the show for calling in. Best of luck next Friday night. We look forward to seeing that main event.
Appreciate it, man. Thanks for having me on again, brothers.
Well, you have a good Friday, good weekend, and we'll see you next week.